Hi everybody, good to see you all here in my studio again. I've got a Patreon live stream coming up at the end of this week, so depending upon when this goes out, that might have already happened. But anyway, that's beside the point. I've got to do a little bit of work to a painting that I've been working on in my Patreon feed, or for my Patreon members. But I need to do a little bit of work just to get me to the next stage. So I'm just going to show you just a little bit of what I'm doing. This is the scene or the picture that I've been working on. Obviously this is just a reference photograph, but I'm going to show you how I do some of the wall in here. The next Patreon live stream goes into working on this bit and then possibly the door, but I'm just going to show you how I do some of the stonework in there. But if you want to see me working on that painting in more depth, then tune into my Patreon page, link is in the description below. It's a live stream, so you can ask me questions. Those that can't watch it live, it's all recorded, so it's all there for you to see. But if you want to check that out, go and have a look. There's loads of information. As I say, I get to chat to you on camera live, so that's always really good. It's good fun. So I'm going to start working on that now. Looking at the block-in that we've done, as you can see, the block-in is, in fact, let's show you the photograph. So there we have the photograph. The block-in is lighter. As you can see, it's slightly, let's put that camera down, shall we? Yeah. It's slightly darker than the block, or the block-in is slightly lighter than the photograph. But the reason being is we're going to start adding the darker shades now. So if you can see here, this is work that I've already done. We're going to be working on, in fact, I'm going to probably continue working on this wall here, or maybe we're going to move up to this point here. In fact, I think we'll move up to this bit. So what we do, we've got the block in, we then add a glaze to darken it. So just given general dark and texture, then we're going to add all the areas of gaps in between the rocks. And I'll show you what I mean. So if we look at the palette that I'm using at the moment, there's hardly anything on it. We have ivory black, as you can see there. There's ivory black, and this here is actually Galkid medium. You can use liquid for that as well. And we are going to mix that with that, which is going to give us almost like a clear, it's not going to be clear, it's going to slightly darken what's underneath. It's going to darken this block in. If I just used black without the medium, without that Galkid, it would just make this black. But by adding the Galkid, it just darkens what is there. And I'll show you what I mean by that now. So, using the tree and texture brush now, can you see? It's just giving us little bits of texture. So it's generally darkening. I've already done that up here, by the way. It's darkening the colour a little bit, which is what I said we needed. And I go over the whole area like that. All of the wall. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that bit of wall, but I'm going to go over all of this. So one of the benefits also to adding the medium is it means that oil paint is going to dry that bit quicker. So once we've done that, we can then go ahead and start adding the gaps in between the stone there. And this is pretty simple to do, but once again, we're going to use the glaze because we don't want that to be perfectly black. We just want to darken what's already there. So I'm going to move over now from that tree and texture brush to the Series 1 size 0. This is the rigger brush, also available on my website. And I'm going to use the same paint and the same thinner, the same medium to add these darker lines. So using the rigger brush, using the point of the rigger brush, and I'm kind of making this up. This is not that precise. I'm not copying the photograph that faithfully, just making it up. So what we're doing is we're actually painting the space in between the rocks, in between the stone, I should say, not the actual stone itself, making them different sizes and shapes. So as you can see, it's a very simple process, but that's not it. That's not the finish. We still need to add a little bit of a few darker tones and a few lighter tones as well. We're going to work on the same principle with the neat oil paint, but then mixing in some Galkid in this case, or you could use some just thinner, some white spirit or turpentine, something like that. And we're going to add those lighter shades as well. So that is a very simple and effective way of painting any stonework. Why don't you give that a try with your paintings? You'll find it's really effective, it's quick, it's the way to do it. Just with glazes for the texture, glazes for the gaps in between the stones. You'll find that works really well. The brushes that I've used in this video are all in the description down below. You can find them on my website. The panel also. And if you do want to see the completion of more work, at least, on this painting, head over to my Patreon page. Once again, link in the description. I think that's everything. I'm done. I'll see you all in the next video. See you soon.